Meeple Talk! Hello everyone, I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Adam.
And welcome to Meeple Talk. So this time we've got an older game, I guess in our standards, Black Fleet. So this one is Space Cowboys. So it's a shorter game, it's a smaller game. It's meant for 3 to 4 floor players. Yeah, 3 to 4 players.
Small in the sense of how many people can play it. It's a giant board, though.
Yeah, exactly, as you can see here. So, just if you can see well enough here, it's shipping / pirating and naval game. So you've got this massive ocean with a series of islands. And then we all take turns. We all kind of represent each different category of character at any given moment. We've got our merchant ships. So if you can see here, this is where you go to different ports on the board and you collect your goods that you're then going to ship to other areas of the game. Generally, it's by proximity the reward you get for a certain type of good in a different color. You also have these pirate ships. They're little mini guys, so they come along and they sail along and attack other merchants, and then you'll steal the goods.
They are so cute. Look how cute they are.
Little tiny, yeah.
I love these. These are like the best ships I've ever seen.
I know, they're so compacted. And then finally you have your navy. So these naval ships, they are the defenders. They protect the merchants, and so when you have pirate ships nearby, they will then attack them as well. So all players, you'll have your own color of merchant and pirate ship, but all players will control the navy ships. And so, I don't know, I guess you want to get started?
Sure, okay. So when you start, you'll be laying out your 5 development cards. So 4 of them are cards that you have to get before you get the final card, which costs 10 doubloons. So each of them costs a certain number of doubloons, and you'll see there's a black number in the corner.
Yeah.
So your goal in the game is to basically buy and progressively flip over those cards. And there are certain abilities that you get when you flip over the card that's written on the other side of the card. And they're all pretty awesome.
Have a benefit. Yeah. So I'll read one here because I really like this one. So it says, when you deliver 3 goods, gain 4 extra doubloons. When you deliver 2 goods, gain 2 extra. So sometimes they'll give you enhanced bonuses here.
Yes. So then, just quickly how the game ends is once you've bought the final card, then depending on who started, the rest of the players play their final round, and then the game is over. And then you decide who wins. So the way the game starts is, as Stephanie mentioned, everyone has 2 ships. And one of them is a merchant ship that travels, it basically picks up 3 goods, and then it's going to travel to another port that has the color of that good. So for example, this we have some blue goods here. So he can't, well, I guess I'm gray. So I can't go to this port, which is Port des Ducs or whatever. I don't speak Spanish, so I certainly butchered that. But because there's no blue shown here, so I'd have to go to this port or this port in order to dump off those goods. And when I dump off those goods, I will get a certain number of points for them. Basically, I'll get doubloons. And those doubloons I can use to flip over these cards.
And the movements are controlled. You'll see we have these movement cards.
Yes.
And so they'll have on them, well, unfortunately I don't have an example on each, but you'll have one where it covers what color of naval ship you're going to move and how much they'll move by. Also the movement for your pirate ship as well as your merchant ship as well. So these, as you go along the game, you will draw these cards and then you'll choose from the ones in your hand which one you want to play according to the path that you want to take.
Yeah.
So that's that part. And you can move them in any order as well. And then it also indicates on the bottom too, you'll see where they have either numbers of or crossings out of what they call the fortune tiles. And these are some, or not tiles, but cards. And these are some other bonus cards that you could play as well. Some of them may help you hinder other players, things like that. So that's, during your turn, you're going to be deciding your cards and the movement.
That's right. Yeah, so let's say, in general, you'll always have 2 of these because you'll draw back up to 2 movement cards. And you'll choose one on your particular turn. And all 3 of those ships can be moved. So you can move your merchant. So in this case, my merchant can move 4. And my pirate ship can move 3. And I can move the purple navy ship 1. So that's what I'll do on my turn. And then you can take 1 action with every ship as well. So my merchant, for example, might move 1, 2, 3, 4. Going towards, let's say, this port where I can offload my blue goods. And then my pirate ship could move, and pirate ships come onto the board in one of 3 spaces, either this space or that space or that space. And then they move their normal movement. So I can move, let's say, 3. And my goal with the pirate ship is to try to take goods from another merchant ship, for example. And I would get, as I mentioned, 2 doubloons. 2 doubloons for taking a good from a ship. And then the pirate ship could then take that and land it on one of the islands, which there are certain designated points on the islands where the pirate can get more, I guess it's called treasure, so you bury that treasure on the island. So for example, if the pirate then has a good on it, you put it right on the ship. I love how that works, by the way.
They fit nicely.
And I'm having a hard time getting it on there with one
so
hand.
well, he can't load it.
All right, so then if he lands there, then he would get 6 doubloons, right? So that's pretty awesome. And then finally, you can move the Navy ship and try to sink other people's ships. So the whole game is basically you're trying to do what you want to do, but you're trying to your pirate ship is trying to avoid the Navy. Your merchant ships are trying to avoid the other pirates, and everyone is manipulating the board and trying to deliver the goods they need to deliver, and trying not to get sunk and trying to sink other players. So it's really a lot of fun that way. And so all of these cards give you certain powers, and the ones that are more expensive give you more, powerful powers. So towards the end of the game, you're not only moving and taking your actions, but you're also looking at all of these powerful abilities that you can use. And then you'll also have these fortune cards, which give you additional bonuses and abilities.
And for some people who are familiar with games like Machi Koro, the art and the feel of the games, and even the flipping over function of those mirrors that a lot. The only way they're a bit different is that Machi Koro, all the cards that people use are the same, same types of cards, same rewards. These are all random. So you'll then deal out at the beginning of the game, and you may have different combinations each time you play this. You'll decide, okay, what order do I want to do this in?
Yes, that's right. Yeah. So what she's saying is that, for example, everyone's 5 has a different power, and everyone's 8 has a different power. So that makes the game a lot more random and a lot more interesting each time you play. And all sorts of different things can happen in the game. So I guess we're getting into reviews now, because we're not going to get into all the rules, but that's a short synopsis of the game. Personally, I really love the presentation of the game, the artwork on the cards. The ships are just amazingly well done. Yeah. You put your little goods in there, and they fit the little squares, and they fit really nicely. And the pirate ship is just so cute. All of those ship models are amazing. And my favorite thing. Metal coins, metal doubloons. Yeah. I mean, I've never seen that in a game before. I'm sure other ones, there are other ones that make them, but it's the first time I've come across them. They have a good feel, good weight, and they actually feel like, a neat little reward. I just love handling these. I think they're awesome. I agree as well. So, kudos to that. Yeah. So. And then the gameplay is, I think, really, really well done. It's a lot more exciting than maybe it even appears. I don't know. The only negative that I think me and Stephanie both share is that the board itself, that artwork, it seems very different from the rest of the artwork on the cards or on the box or in the rules. It seems much more kiddie. Like a quick prototype somehow. Yeah, it seems very, very bright and kind of hard on the eyes. But once you get over that, if you can get over that, the game itself, there's all kinds of really, it's a simple game. There's all kinds of really interesting strategy. Yeah. At one point I remember, there was something about the Navy ship where your Navy ship could sink our pirates. So then, I think we were playing a 3-player game, so the rest of us were just avoiding the Navy ships. So we just moved far away, and we moved the Navy ships on the other end of the board. So the Navy ships for a portion of the game were out of the game. And so then we were using our pirate ships to block, to get between 2 islands and block players from getting through, because you can't go through in any position. Yeah, and you can make little temporary alliances. So what I really like is that it's not just a pirate game. You've got a merchant, and you've got a Navy ship, and you've only got 1 pirate ship. So there's a lot of merchanting and dropping off your goods, but at the same time, you're avoiding the pirates. I think it's really well done. It actually feels like, you're on the ocean, and you are delivering goods, and pirates are coming, and you're trying to avoid the pirates. It's very thematic. I think a lot of that feeling does come from the visuals. And so, I like looking at the cards. But honestly, it is the ships themselves that really
draw me in. They're so well designed when it comes to their look. It matches the art of the cards. The way you can load them, I mean, it's just a little smartly designed as well. And I don't know, it's one of those things that they're, when you talk about game piece handling, the feel of them, they're good. I guess it's a tactile response. Like it's great to handle. I really, really like this. It's just, and the coins. I mean, again, another tactile thing. The only thing, as Adam said before, it's the board. Like for me, it's just like, ugh. Like it's kind of like a shocking or somehow off-putting somehow to look at the board. So I really wish that if they decide to come up with another edition, maybe they revisit this one. Because every other component works really, really well with it. So I would like to, give it a little extra points, but overall, in the end, it's a really, really fun game. And so it's a light strategy game. You can, of course, gang up with people, but it's one of those ones for an easy passing of the time. Yeah, this is a good one to have. Yeah.
I don't like to say family or family friendly because I don't think
it has the look of a family.
But it is very family friendly. You know, kids can get into it, like, and anyone at any level can get into this theme. So yeah, overall, I think I would highly rate this game. We don't give ratings on our main reviews, but this game has a really, really tight gameplay, and it's different every time. So yeah. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
Yeah. Well, that's been our review for this week. So we have been at Meeple Doc once again. Black Fleet is the one that we did. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
See you later.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.